Okay, now we're
All right.
recording.
Cool. So the first question is, how much revenue does Dropbox have?
And I'm assuming it goes off of the revenue in June 10th of 2010, correct?
Revenue that they were, let's see, was talking about 10 to 15 million. Is that what the estimate was?
Yeah, that was what the estimate was, depending upon the percentage of paid subscribers and things like that.
Yeah, let me see.
That's what I got in my Excel. I basically
yes, I guess being like they're not, they were a private company back then, perhaps.
I think we missed him.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
They
We broke it up.
or they have.
You there, Sam?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, going off of, I guess, what Sam was going on. It estimated between 10 to 15 million, depending upon the 2 to 3% paying subscribers.
Yeah, by 2010, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So, and I did some math on it with an Excel spreadsheet. I'll kind of show that to you so you can see it. So pretty much,
Oh, wow.
it shows, yeah. So there were 6.8 million subscribers. I got that off of because he said in May of 2010 there were 4 million, and then 2.8 million were added because of word of mouth and things like that. And because they didn't mention anything else, I just assumed 6.8 million was what it was left at by the time June 10th rolled around of 2010.
Okay.
And then the company, the people who were doing the estimates of 2 to 3%, I pretty much took their numbers. So I put 2% in here, going low end, made 136,000 paying subscribers. And then they estimated that the annual revenue was anywhere between 10 to 15 million. So I pretty much took that in, and it came out to be revenue per subscriber was $73.53 on average. So then I just hard coded that number, then redid the annual revenue, and that gave me $10 million with $10,080.
Wow.
And obviously, if you change it to 3%, it jumps it up to about 15 million, a little bit past. So it was accurate in that. So, and overall, the annual revenue or the revenue of the company was 10 million.
Okay, yeah. I just have a question. The subscribers, the I found in the case that there were 4 million. Did I miss something or?
No, so it said 4 million, and then right after that it says that.
Okay, yeah. So you calculated in order to have positive numbers, right?
Well, I didn't calculate this number. It says in the font in the group thing, or in the
right?
Yeah, in the case it says word of mouth referrals and viral marketing generated strong results. In April of 2010, Dropbox's 4 million users produced 2.8 million direct referral invites. So pretty much they're saying that another 2.8 million were because
were like also users, right?
Yeah. So pretty much 4 million users, 4 million subscribers, and then of those 4 million, another 2.8 million were added by word of mouth.
Oh, I see that part that I missed.
And then this other information, the 2% I got from the whole statistic that they did.
Yes, the percentage of paid subscribers is between 2 and 3%. So
Yeah, they said 2 to 3%. So I put in
I
2%
use
on the low end
2.5.
because it's 1% change, but I put 1%
Yeah.
2% just to kind of see where it would sit. And this is the figures that I pulled out in order to get their 10 million estimate.
And the revenue per subscriber that you used was, I used, let me see, 90, 99. Yeah, because it was per year, right? And
Well,
it's,
that was the thing. It's a revenue per subscriber because not all paying subscribers paid the same amount. There were different amounts. So some people would pay this, some people would pay that, and they had different amounts as they were growing.
so you like calculate the average?
So what I did was I took the estimate of 10 million because I took the 2% as the low end and the 10 million as the low end. And I pretty much said, if I know that the 2% of 6.8 million subscribers is this many paying subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
then what's the revenue per sub? And I know the annual revenue is 10 million. So then I took the 10 million and divided it by the 136,000 paying subscribers, and it came out to this number.
And you come up with the 73.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, because Dropbox, besides the other companies, it has a lot of several packages
Yeah. And that's
for
the
each
thing that I found
customer. So it's very well for me. It was pretty complicated to know which of all those numbers are we are going to use. So
right. And that's why I
yeah,
decided to take the estimated from the experts, that is players were inside of it doing estimates on the company, said an estimate of 10 million with the 2%. So I said, okay, I need to have at least 10 million if I'm going to have 2% in paid subscribers. So what's that revenue per subscription?
yeah,
That's the
great,
number.
great, great. Wow.
And then from
Yeah,
there,
something that yeah.
mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
What were you saying?
I was going to just say that calculating the other companies' prices, I think Dropbox was in fact the most expensive, right?
It depended. Most other companies didn't offer what Dropbox offered. So other companies were offering like they do a free so much and free of this, but
Mm-hmm.
Dropbox was pretty much offering an annual for 99,
Exactly.
and the annual 99 broken down monthly. You take 99 divided by 12, and you're pretty much times. You're pretty much only paying $8 a month for like 25 gigabytes bandwidth, things like that. And the thing is, it was only a competition in the fact that they were like cloud storage services. But Dropbox was a lot more than a cloud storage service.
Yes, and also was more like how do you say
It was,
handle or accessible. Yeah,
yeah,
it was easier. You can connect it in all computers with all systems, and also it allows to update all the information in real time. So those were pretty good advantages.
right. And so that's why it kind of was. That's why it used the storage, the online storage, as its competitor base because it had that feature, but it wasn't its only feature. And that's kind of where it based its
Yeah, yeah.
competition on. But yeah, even then, I don't know if it was the most expensive, but it was definitely in the top end range of it, more because it was more of an ease of use rather than just a storage.
Yes, actually, by 2010, it's Exhibit 7 or something like that. It was in number 6, in the rank number 6, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Yeah, it's because this market was pretty competitive. But well, Houston says that he wanted something very challenging, so I
yeah,
think that he got the right market because it's full of competition.
right. So the second question is how profitable is Dropbox? What'd you get for that, Sam? mic is muted, Sam. There you go.
Okay. I kind of got stuck trying to figure out the revenue, or what the revenue was going to be, and I guess what I just kind of was looking at, no real numbers, I guess, is that, you know, the costs were going to decrease substantially. You could say it's about a 70% decrease on per gigabyte, and then about 80% on the data delivery. So what I found interesting is, you know, they have a lot of users. They're doing organic marketing, so they're not really spending on marketing anymore. They have low costs. And then those costs are still going to go much lower.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good, like a pretty good future for them, right?
Right.
But like a specific number, I wasn't able to get a specific number on like how profit. Did you guys get any?
Yeah, I got, so this is pretty much what I found. I pulled up the revenue here, and me and Mia were talking about this. There was about 10 million with a 2% paying subscriber base. And then later on, it talks about how like these experts went in, and even though Dropbox didn't officially publish their financials and all that kind of stuff, this company went in there kind of like estimated and found like it was good about this and about this. And they said that a free monthly subscriber was about 11 cents in cost. And obviously, if you've got 2% here that are being used, then that means you've got 6,604,000 that aren't paying subscribers. So then you take those two numbers, that gives you an annual cost of 733,000. Paying subs, they said $3.18. Obviously, there's 136, so annual cost of that. Total variable cost of 1.165 million. And then in the pre whatever of the discussion board or something like that, the teacher, I guess, put in there kind of like a little hint saying, hey, assuming that each employee is $150,000 kind of a thing, including all their benefits, all that stuff, how much kind of a thing. And in the text of the reading, it said the last time I noticed employees was 8. They'd hired one more guy, and he said, and this was the 8th employee. So I just used that number, and then did 150,000 times the 8, which gave me 1.2 million. I added those two together and then subtracted it from the annual revenue. So I got profits that they're profitable by $7.6 million.
Okay.
But that's
so. At some point, I'm not sure if it was in the case itself or in a video somewhere in some of the notes or something, said they had 25. They wanted to keep it lean at the end. I'm not sure if that was 2014, if that was 2010. You're taking numbers here from 2010, right?
Right. From what I could see last of 2010. So, and I could be wrong. It could be 25 in here that they did upgrade to. I have to go back and look. But this is also without any kind of cost of the Amazon thing. But the experts kind of said this is what the cost would be, kind of a thing. So that's what we got the numbers from.
I just have a question, because for the annual cost, supposedly in the video, we should calculate the paying subscriber per month times 12 times paying subscribers. Is that correct? Or, well, that's supposedly what I saw.
Right here are the paying subscribers per month, 136,000. Right there, right there. And then how much the paying subscribers per month cost the company is $3.18.
Yeah.
So then we play these two, and you get $432,480 annually. Oh no, that's
no,
wrong.
monthly. Yes,
monthly cost. My answer is actually very far off.
Yes, because by the year it's 5 million or something like that.
But if take this times 12,
we are looking just monthly numbers for monthly costs, right?
Right. So yeah, good catch
Okay.
on that one. Yeah. That would actually be the real. So they were actually negative in profits.
Huh, interesting. Because then it was talking about the competition and how they were also negative, where it's showing the, what was the competition that was spending too much in marketing,
Mm-hmm. The
finances, and
something like that.
also in negative numbers.
It's I got it here.
Yeah, it's like Carbonite or whatever the name was.
Yeah, probably
But
that
yeah,
one.
Carbonite.
with the new
So,
number.
so what you're saying is that they had negative numbers in 2010?
Yeah, apparently, if what the experts were showing and if this was the actual subscriber base, then yeah, I mean, even if we change this to a 3% subscriber base, they're still negative $2 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So when they were talking about having money in the bank and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
what's that about?
Well, when he talks about that, he's talking about a future preference. He's not talking about in 2010, wasn't he? Or was he talking about 2010?
Maybe
Well, this
could
was
you?
2010, wasn't it? It said it was June 2010, and he had just finished a board meeting.
Yeah, and they were saying they had profit. So I don't know. Maybe they had more paying subscribers than what the experts
It's
were saying.
Dropbox had plenty of cash in the bank.
Yeah, because according to this, they're negative 2.6 million.
If you use the 99 revenue per subscriber, and
Mhm.
maybe we can alert that they will need to change the packages and start just selling the package per month and per year, maybe.
Yeah, that was pretty much their. Because if we do this at 99 each, pretty much we're telling the experts that were doing the estimated cost in 2010 that they were off by 5 million.
Wow, but it changed from a negative 2 millions to a positive 2 millions, right?
Right, but not every subscriber was paying $99 annually. There were a whole bunch of other different packages that were before, like 25 bucks or like $5 a month, and there were a lot of free users that just didn't pay anything.
Interesting. So it's all,
So if you were going off 50 million and only 2% of those paid, it's negative. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if we use even 3% and we do their 15 million that they were estimating with the 3%, you're still negative $2.6 million.
Huh.
The annual cost of the free monthly subscriptions and the annual cost of the paying subs come together is a lot higher than what they were pulling in.
Huh.
Which is crazy.
Interesting.
So it kind of makes it makes you think like, why did he say he had money in the bank?
So is the question asking how much revenue and how profitable Dropbox is in 2010? Because then it also mentioned how there was going to be increase in the market in 2014, right? Like 4 years later, it was going to be a 2.5 billion.
Yeah, I think that was the industry though, not the company itself.
Yeah, projected 28% annual growth for the market.
Right.
I know, I was thinking, oh, their numbers look pretty good, but it makes sense. Like 2010.
Yeah. That blows my mind. I didn't even think about that because that was a really good catch on Miguel's part that I was calculating monthly, not annually, and it's a complete difference.
You're already taking into consideration the 2.8 million that are being referred?
Yeah.
Like the increase? Yeah?
Yeah, with the Excel spreadsheet that I had, it has 6.8 million subscribers, which would include the 4 million plus the 2.8 million referral subscribers, whatever.
So question number 3 says, is this a problem?
Yes.
yeah, I think so.
So I guess the calculations are right? Because if not, that
Yeah.
question wouldn't be there.
It definitely is a problem. I mean, you can't.
Hey, talk about both answers.
So is it a
You
problem
think?
yes or is it a problem no?
Well, to talk about both answers, like a yes because you're running on negative numbers, your red numbers.
Right. You don't have an actual profit. You're going down. And maybe he said there's money in the bank.
Oh, just because of the. I know it says money in the bank.
Yeah.
So.
Had plenty of cash in the bank. Activations continue to ramp up in the companies. But see, that's the thing. I'm just like, this is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. And then on the other side, like I think mostly yes, well, are pretty sweet for the future. Next 4 years, the costs are going to go down 80%, and it's not even going to cost 11 cents. It'll cost them less than a cent for the free users, and probably under $1.
Yeah, because the biggest cost is them having to pay for storage for the paying user, the bandwidth and the storage. And so as that goes down over the years, obviously their cost for that's going to go down as well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so their costs are going to go down, and they're going to keep the same pricing.
Right.
And continue to increase on so I guess for the future that looks well. The numbers seem like they might work in the future.
Right. But as for right now, they're negative, which he could say that there's money in the bank or cash in the bank because we're showing the annual projected amount. So like at the end of the year, we're showing what it's going to be for 2010 based upon what it cost them and if there's no new subscribers, anything like that. And we're only looking at halfway through the year. So probably halfway through the year, maybe he's got revenue or cash sitting in the bank and hasn't pulled together a financial statement like that saying like, okay, if we continue this year the way we're going, what's this going to look like?
Well, I wonder if cash in the bank means the money that they gathered from the investors.
That too. Because that's not considered, this is just pure revenue, it's not considering investing.
Yeah. It's interesting how businesses work like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a bad problem because they're negative, but obviously they're continuing to gain subscribers, paying subscribers. They're halfway through the year, so maybe by the end of the year they increase by another 2 to 3%, and that, who knows, will maybe pull them out of the negatives, or
maybe.
who knows.
Don't really know how that works. I work at a tech company, and I guess it's pretty rare for them to be profitable, which I don't really get. How do you run a company that is not profitable? If you're not making any money, what's the purpose of it?
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. Like they say that if you're running a company that's valued at a certain amount and it's profitable, they call them unicorns because they're so rare. But running a company that is not making any money, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
They still see it pretty a good future. I mean, I don't know. What about the last question?
Mm-hmm. Says, should Dropbox develop a professional version to attract more valuable customers? Pretty much like, what should Dropbox do?
Yeah. What? I guess we could stamp time. Is this where we stamp the timestamp?
Yeah, and I can do it when I look at the link to the YouTube video. I pretty much go to when we start, and then from there I give them the time.
All right. I said no. I pretty much opted for them staying the same, but continue to improve on the technology, make it simple, continue to use the model they've been using, keep it simple, and difference between the rest of the technologies. I just think if they go into different areas, then they're gonna have to spend more. It just kind of will complicate things for them because they're a small company.
Right. What do you
Just
think,
kind of
Miguel?
do what they're good at. How about you guys?
Yeah. I was kind of like a no on the fact of going into like business programming, like just for the businesses. I'm more along the lines said to do add-ons, mostly because then they don't have to write a new software. They just have to write patches for the software, which don't take as much time, don't take as much resources, and the users wouldn't have to download all new programs or have to figure out how a new program works or anything. They just simply pay for the additional add-on per month. So it would basically be using the same simple system, but those who were wanting or requesting different add-ons for what they wanted to do or whatever could buy those extra add-ons per month and be able to use them as they wished. That was my recommendation.
Wow.
Makes sense.
What about you, Miguel?
In my case, I think that, well, I was calculating with other numbers, but I still have a slightly negative profit. So I just would recommend to adjust the cost of each the revenue per subscriber in order to raise more funds, and also maybe get more funding from other platform or other company that will be interested in keep helping to this company. Think that it is going pretty well, but it is still, or well, Houston must consider that a lot of the new like millennial guys will just get the free trial or get the free account and never start paying the, the subscriptions. So I just would recommend that to make like a study or something like that in order to determine. So we read in the case that he is already conducting different statics with different metrics in order to know if they are, well, the time that pass between the customer signs and after they start paying or something like that. But I just would recommend to pay attention in this part.
Yeah, it makes sense too. Obviously, you gotta have profits. You can't be playing in the negative all the time. So,
Yes, but maybe this as well. How do you, this no merge this alliance that they had with Android, or well, that they start with Android and Windows, was very positive with the business because when some phones or computers are already with this application or this software already installed, it says that it's easier that the customer will start using or paying for the service. So I think that he's in the right track. He just needs maybe talk with Apple or Google, I don't know, in order to add more the system to more devices or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good option. So, have you guys ever used it?
Not really.
No?
Heard about
Miguel?
it, but
I got the free account. I'm
So,
costing 0.11.
so I used it a couple of years ago, and seemed pretty good to use and easy to share files and stuff like that. I had a free account too. I would re
0.11.
I would refer people, so I would get like more storage and more storage. But more in like a year or more.
Yeah, that's
So
my case.
yeah, I don't even remember what I have there. If I have stuff, I might have some pictures. But I mean, just kind of thinking on the case, yeah, I think I read somewhere that Google hadn't come out with its own version because it had like some sort of political problems or like internally.
Mm-hmm.
Like I use Gmail, and Google gives you free storage already there.
Exactly.
Oh, what happened to Dropbox?
Yeah, I pretty much use Google as well. If someone
Yeah.
document I need to share, I just throw it up into the Google Drive, and then it's always there. And then I just share it to whoever I want as a Gmail, or even if they don't have a Gmail account, you can still share it to somebody.
You can still share it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
So
I think the
I'm not
last
sure.
while that happened.
Yeah, I don't know what really happened to Dropbox. Like
I think it's
cool.
more
I think
used in schools now.
over.
I think it's more used in like
Say
business
that.
schools.
I think he's gone.
Yeah,
Oh no.
these schools use it. But I mean, a lot of schools and schools they use Gmail too. Like they kind of,
Yeah.
but the thing is that Google is so global. Everyone has Gmail. Everyone uses YouTube. Everyone, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to compete against Google. That's just
Yeah.
hard. So
Great.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
anything else, or is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
If your calculations show that they are not profitable, what are the problems that my costs bring up?
I guess if you're not profitable, I mean, investors wouldn't want to invest in you because you're not showing profit. So why would they put money into a sinking ship kind of a thing? It would show that you would definitely need to do something about the subscriber base, like Dan said. If you make it to where it's just $99 a year or something like that, to where you can have more of a higher amount per paying subscriber.
I mean, the case starts with saying that he just had a board meeting. And usually the board members are or consist from people within the company, like founders, CEOs,
Mm-hmm.
the investors also put specific people into the board. So investors are assholes because they already put a lot of money into it, and I'm sure they know they're not profitable. So I don't know. They know they're not profitable, and they're asking, okay, so if this is not being profitable, let's figure out something that will, and maybe that comes by developing a professional version. I don't know, which in itself is another problem because it takes money to develop.
Right. And if you look at it, I just put it in for 6 months instead of like having a year projected just for like the 6 months because we're in June. So, the 6 months, technically more than six. No, it'd be six. At that point, at 6 months, they are profitable. They do show a profit of 1.8 million. Yeah. So I guess it depends on how you look at it. Like if you look at it, okay, currently they are profitable by $1.8 million because that's 6
Interesting.
months. But in an annual basis, if they continued that way, they'd be negative. So I guess doing those
They
things like that.
usually run it by quarter, so
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is normally it's run by quarter, so you wouldn't just say, "Oh, 6 months out," kind of everything. It'd be like we're in our second quarter or something like that. So usually be 4 or 3. Well, yeah, it'd be 3, 6, 9, or 12
yeah, they're in the second quarter.
in the
So
second quarter. So this is with 6 months, and it
yeah,
shows that they'd be profitable 1.8 million.
huh? That's crazy how it changes the next quarter, though.
Yeah, but next quarter, if nothing changes and it's the same, then the amount will change again to the 6 months to the 9 months. Now they're negative already. They go negative after that. So I guess it depends on what projection you're looking at. If you're looking at the current, or if you're looking at an annual base.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and stop recording.